Hello, thank you for checking out Mr. Ware's videos. And today we are looking at solving equations literally. Okay, we're going to have some equations where on the left side we're going to have just a normal, regular one variable equation, and on the right side we're going to have an actual literal equation, and you'll be able to see how the inverse operations are similar in both literal and normal regular equations. So that's what we'll take a look at today. All right, and it's in Open Up Resources Lesson 3 out of Unit 4. All right, and that'll be on page 26. All right, so let's take a look at a few problems. All right, so here we have on the left side, like I said, one variable, and we're going to do inverse operation to solve it. So first we want to remove this 5, and we do that. We do the opposite of division, which would be multiplied by 5 on both sides. All right, once we multiply by 5 on both sides here, we got 7 times 5. And then here we have 35. And on the left side, we're going to bring down this 3x plus 2. And then the 5's cancel out, leaving just 3x plus 2. All right, next, we're going to do the opposite. We're still trying to get to this x here. We're going to do the opposite of adding, which would be subtraction. So we're going to subtract by 2 on both sides. All right, and now we're going to have 35 minus 2. All right, and that's going to get us 35. Doing the opposite. So now we got 3 times x. We do the opposite of multiply by x, which would be to divide that 3. So we're going to divide the 3 on both sides. And then x is equal to 11. All right, now on the right side, you can see it looks a lot similar to the problem on the left, but we're going to isolate that. You see that y is the additional piece here, but we're still solving for x, okay? So that's the only thing that's different is that y, all right? So that's going to make it a literal equation because it has 2 or more variables. So we still going to do the same thing. We're going to multiply by 5. I have the 3x plus 2y drop down, okay? We're still isolating the x, so now I'm going to subtract the 2y on both sides. Alright, so I have 35 minus 2y. Over here I have 35 minus 2. It doesn't go, but I got 35 minus 2y. Okay, so 35 minus 2, y, you can't do, so I just rewrite it. 35 minus 2y. Same thing, except because of the variable being multiplied, I can't actually subtract it. Alright, now we're still going to isolate the x, and we're going to divide by 3. Okay, and the 3's canceled out, leaving just x. On the right side, you can't divide this 3 into it because of the variable, so we just leave it alone. So you get x is equal to 35 minus 2y divided by 3. So as you can see, the actual operations are the same. The only thing that's different is the literal equation. It's actually less math. You don't subtract the 2 and figure out what that is. You don't divide the 3 and figure out what that is. You just write divide and just keep going. All right, let's look at another pair. All right, here we got 4x divided by 3 minus 5. We're going to do the opposite of subtracting 5 and adding 5. Add 5 on both sides. Okay, so 11 plus 5 is going to be 16. All right, now we're going to get rid of the 5 here. We're going to bring down the 4x over 3 equal to 16. We're going to do the opposite of dividing the 3, which is multiply the 3. So we multiply by 3 on both sides. All right, now we got 16 times 3. You got 48. Okay, the 3's cancel out. I'm going to bring down 4x. And now I'm going to divide by 4. And then bring down this x. 48 divided by 4 is 12. And x is equal to 12. Alright, now, same operation, but the thing that's different is this y that's right here. I thought I was going to highlight it again. But this y right here. So, but we're going to, instead of adding 5, we're going to add 5y on both sides. That's going to leave 11 plus 5y. 11 plus 5y, and then this 5y cancels out, leaving 4x over 3. Alright, we're going to multiply by 3 on both sides. So I'm going to multiply this whole thing by 3, so I put parentheses around it. On the left side, the 3's cancel out. That's going to leave 4x is equal to that 3. I just moved it right here. 3 times 11 plus 5y. And my last step is just to divide by 4. So I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides. Okay, the 4's will cancel out. Instead of getting 12, because we didn't really do the math, we got 3 times 11 plus 5y divided by 4. Again, it's the same thing on both sides, but you don't really do the math on the literal equation. Sometimes you can. You know, I can actually distribute this 3 times 11 and 3 times 5 to kind of simplify the expression, but it's never going to come out to be just a number because you have this variable over here. All right, let's take a look at a note. Okay, so left side, we're going to multiply by 5. 6 times 5 is 30. Okay, I forgot what I could do here. I could distribute this 2, or I could divide by 2. Let's see which one I did. I divided by 2. Divide by 2 here. Oops. Alright, the 2's cancel out. On the right side, we got 15. On the left side, we got x plus 3. And now we're just going to subtract the 3 on both sides. And x is equal to 12. Alright, let's do the right side. We're going to multiply by 5. Okay. So I get 30 on the right side. 2 times x plus y instead of 3 on the right side. Divide by 2. The 2's are going to cancel out. And notice on the right side we're getting numbers because there's no variable over there. You know, we're going to move a variable over there, it's just not yet. Alright. So now we got 15. Just like we did on the left side, but instead of 3 is y. And now we're going to deal with the y. Instead of dealing with 3, we're going to subtract y. So I subtract y on both sides. Then x is equal to 15 minus y. So again, literal equations, you're going to do the inverse operation, okay? And it's the same thing. All right, let's look at another two. Oh, this is the answer on the other two, but I'm going to go through these right quick, and there's a couple ways to do it. And I'm going to do one of them. I won't be able to do both, but I'm going to do one. So on this one, we're going to distribute, okay? So I'm going to distribute the 2, and I get 6x plus 18 equal to 4x plus 12. All right, now I'm going to subtract the 8. Now, when you get right here, there's two ways to do it. What I like to do is move the letters to the left and the numbers to the right. Notice right here you got 6x, 4x, 8, and 12. You got a variable on the left side and a variable on the right side. So now I got 6x plus 8 is equal to 4x plus 12. So I subtract 8 on both sides. Okay, moving the number to the right, letters to the left. You don't have to do it that way, but I like to do it that way so I can keep the variable on the left-hand side. All right, now I got 4x plus 4. Now I'm going to move the letters to the left, moving the numbers over here. So I'm going to do the opposite of positive 4x and subtract 4x. 6x minus 4x is going to be 2x. This cancels out. I'm going to bring down the 4. You're going to divide by 2. And x is going to be equal to 2. So even in a bigger problem like this, you can still have a little equation. Notice how they got a y by the 4 and a y by the 12. But everything's going to be exactly the same. All right, so let's look at that one. So we're going to distribute the 2. All right, I get 2 times 3 is 6x. 2 times 4 is 8y. All right, now I'm going to move, since I'm solving for x, I'm going to move this 8y to the other side, subtract. And here, we can actually do math on this one because both of these are the same. They both are like terms. So 12 minus 8y, it's going to get us 4y. Bring down the 4x. I'm going to subtract the 4x to this side. Negative 4x. 6 minus 4x is 2. And I'm left with 2x is equal to 4y. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to divide by 2. Okay? And now after I divide by 2, I get x is equal to 2y. Because 4 divided by 2 is 2. So sometimes you can actually do some math in certain situations if you're dealing with like terms when adding or if you're dividing to a coefficient. Okay, and I got a little bit more time left. Let me see if I can show you the other way. In fact, I'm just going to put them all up here with everything showing here. And notice here, instead of distributing the 2, I divided by 2, subtracted the 4, and then subtracted the 2x this way this time. And then now I just left with x. So same thing with the literal equation. But that's it. That is doing equations literally. And I want to thank you for checking out Mr. Ware's videos. Have a nice day.